Very excited about meeting our next guest tonight. This man has crossed the line between man and beast. He can communicate with an animal that we all fear. This man can talk to wolves. Have a look at this.
It's dinner time. This is a dangerous time for Sean. Tension is high as each wolf tries to push its way forward. It's down to Sean to use wolf language to tell each hungry wolf what it's allowed to eat from the kill. Each wolf has a particular rank within the pack. For now, Sean is their teacher, keeping everyone in their place.
Thankfully, he can speak human too, ladies and gentlemen. The Wolfman, Sean Ellis. I didn't know whether to shake your hand or sniff your bum, but... That's incredible, absolutely incredible. It's a pretty serious business. I mean, people are kind of giggling along with it because the faces you have to make, the way you have to behave.
Yeah.
But that is for your own safety. It is a very dangerous position you're in there. Tell us what you're actually doing.
Yeah, I think the time around the kill is the most dangerous time. That's feast and famine, battle for survival. And these guys take survival very, very seriously indeed. And the best way I've found of interacting with them is to speak their language. There's no mistakes there, and they don't interpret a smile for being aggression, and you can pretty much get through.
So what are you doing? What is your overall plan with the wolves? What are you at?
The overall plan, it's a bit like the old school naturalist, where you kind of live with your subject for long periods of time to try and find out, I think, the valuable secrets that we're going to need to be able to help them.
Why wolves, though? I mean, people fear them.
Yeah, I think, what most people fear and call savage, ruthless killer, we've come to know and love as family. There's a different side to wolves that very few people get the chance to see, and hopefully through the documentaries and through the talks and discussions, people will see a different side of them. Because
they've kind of been left out. People go and live with orangutans and apes and elephants, etc. But you've taken it upon yourself to study the wolf properly. You've actually lived with them in the wild, just yourself and these animals for years. 2.5
years it was, yeah, which was incredible. It's you kind of discover more about you than you ever do your creature yourself. They're phenomenal animals, and every day is like it begins and ends in a miracle, and just to be a part of that is absolutely fantastic.
Can I ask a simple question there? Why did they not attack you? Why did they not kill you, if you were living with them in the wild?
I think it's a really good question. I think that you can't be naive enough to think that you can walk into any wolf pack and come out completely unscathed. These guys, as I say, they are very serious about what they do. But they do respect family, and I think that was the important thing, to establish a family position with them, to get them to think that they need you as much as you need them. And once you've established that, then, they are quite forgiving in what they do. You make mistakes, as everybody else does, but they are quite forgiving.
What can they teach us?
I think the first and foremost thing is we certainly, us in England, we've started to lose that community spirit now. Most people wouldn't value anything above mum and dad raising a child these days. You've got a little one very shortly on the way. The Native American people and the wolf still believe that it takes an entire community to raise that child. And that knowledge about the environment passed down from grandfather to small child is very, very relevant within the wolf world.
So you go in there and you try to establish yourself within a wolf pack, and it's all about rank, right? So or a dog or any dog, do they think that you're the alpha dog? They know you're different. They know you're not a wolf, I'm assuming. You don't dress up around like that. By the way, you never bite your children around like that, do you?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Can you lick your balls?
No.
Don't answer yes, no. Because the next question is, can you lick his? Where are you in the rank of the wolf pack? Are you alpha dog or what?
The rank structure is an old term that we use for them, and I think it kind of highlights a mass division between top and bottom. We've got the alpha animal at the top, the omega at the bottom, and it creates too much of a gap, I feel. Living with them, being part of their family, it's more of a job specification. You have an individual job within that group, and that's what they see you as. It doesn't seem to matter whether you walk on 2 legs or 4 legs, as long as you can do the job and tell them that you can do that job on a daily basis.
Are you not afraid that or are your family not afraid of a whole kind of Steve Irwin incident?
Grizzly man, that
yeah,
sort of thing.
you know, that's just one day something will go wrong and you'll be dead.
I think, you know, it's always in the back of your mind that you're working with a very dangerous creature, you know, and as I say, these guys take survival very seriously. And even have an accident, you know, most of their discipline areas, everybody's going to know that through song and story that you never offer your throat to the wolf. But if you want them to trust you or you want to get trust from them, that's exactly what you have to do. The trust area from a wolf to another wolf is around the throat. And as they come over, if they're a little bit too boisterous, you lift the neck up and they kind of give you a bit of a squeeze around here, just enough for you to lose the breath.
Oh,
and it is, you are literally just putting your life in their hands, but that's the side that we want to show, that if you've got that family bond, that job within their pack, that need, then they are as safe as anything else.
So what's your job?
Diffuser. I keep the tension release down in the pack. So
He's not worth it. He's not worth it.
Yeah, it's kind of... yeah, it's the lowest of the low, really.
Let it go. Let it pissed women in white shoes outside nightclubs.
Yeah, that kind of thing, yeah. A wolf has natural calming signals. You know, everybody that's got a domestic dog will see a dog going through the same calming signals when something scares them or creates a problem. And the wolves are the same, and you learn them from a very young age, and you use those calming signals. So if say, you and Craig were having a fight and you're quite evenly matched, then in the wolf world...
No, we're not.
so yeah, go on.
So in the wolf world, we couldn't tolerate you guys fighting, causing each other an injury, because that's going to weaken the entire pack system. So my job is to get between you, put your head in between the fighting wolves, draw the attention onto you and calm them down using the signals.
How did you learn the language? Because like, if you learn any other language, you make mistakes.
Yeah, you do.
So when you were learning the language of wolves, and he comes over and he goes, "Arr!" and you think that means he's happy, and then he rips your face off. So, no, you know what I mean? How do you? So there's no lingua phone for wolves. Repete. Sorry. Genuine question. How do you learn it?
Well, what you actually described there is what we call a long-distance form of communication. It's exactly the same as us picking up a telephone, calling a friend and a loved one. The wolf can communicate over long distances. The howl that you've just described it can be heard up to 10 miles away on open ground. It's very, very effective. And we have all different types of howl. Each wolf has its own individual signature howl, so we can recognize male, female, young, old, how many are in the pack, and exactly what they want to say. Do they want you to come? Do they want to find out where you are? Do they want you to stay away from an area?
You must be right beside them.
Yeah.
To listen to the noise and then look at them to see what the noise means, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it is very much similar to any other language. You watch, you mimic, you trial, and it's almost like the school of hard knocks. You don't get it wrong very many times.
I was up in northern Spain camping once, and we heard a wolf in the night, and it properly shits you up. I mean, it's for a human. I mean, it is.
It is.
Such a deep fear.
Yeah.
Can we hear it? Can you give us? Can you give us
I
that
can. In
sound?
fact, you can get involved if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do this.
So first thing we need to do is cup the hands and put them over the mouth so it's more directional. Okay. What I'll do is if I give you a demonstration and then you can do one afterwards. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you should sound something like this, only better. Here we go. How's that?
It is properly spooky. It is properly creepy.
It's all about really not bringing out any aggression. If they can make that noise, keep a wolf away from a territorial boundary with a defensive howl, then that stops them fighting. You know, in the wolf world, fighting is the last resort.
I'd love to hear that. I hear our howls. Can you?
Yeah.
Neil Delamere.
What?
Let's hear your howl.
Okay.
I think that's good. Yeah.
I think
nice
that's really
tone,
camp
nice
owl. Camp wolf. How was that?
That's good. Nice tone, nice pitch.
Do the lady wolves, do she wolves, do they howl?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they've kind of. It's the same with us. They have their own individual howls, so they tend to be a little bit higher than the males.
Okay, so. Shakira had a song, She Wolf.
Yeah.
So I take
yeah,
it,
go
take
for
my
that one.
inspiration
Yeah.
from that. Okay.
That's good.
What does that say better?
Yeah, what does
What
that
is
say about me?
I'm lost for words on that one. Actually, I'm not going to comment on that one just yet.
Oh, come
I'll
on.
find out where it lies between
Okay.
which howl and we'll go from there.
Okay, I'll tell you what it said later.
Okay.
Right, John, you're making your howling debut here. This is your moment. That just needed a little Shaggy. Scooby Wolf.
Oh, here we go.
How do you do?
I thought it was good. Actually, very good. Yeah, nice. Like the drop off at the end is kind of the identification of who you are. You got that in quite nicely. I like that.
Maxwell, all yours. Let's hear you howl.
It's who I am, people. I like to think that says I'm a lone wolf.
Rate the house.
Good. We have a kind of what we call a numbers wolf within the group, and their job is to create the illusion that there are more wolves in the pack than there are, and that was pretty good because it was up and down the pictures. So yeah, good.
If you had to pick one winner, who's it going to be?
Ooh, it's a tricky one really, because technically the female should always win because they lead the pack. Yeah, you know, there's, so, you know, there's always going to be a female winner. In my
And
mind.
just on Maxwell's howl there, you know, the illusion that there's a bit more.
Yeah.
That's.
It's good stuff. You can read more about Sean in his book, The Man Who Lives at Wolves.
Yep.
Here, also, you've given us this as a little prize for a viewer, and they can write into us and tell us why they deserve this. You better tell us what it is first.
It's a medicine pouch from the Native American style culture, and inside there we've actually got some authentic wolf fur from our guys, and it's believed to be very, very lucky, very, very spiritual. So if anybody wins,
Can I look?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow!
If anybody wins the lottery this week, if they get that, the wolves want at least half. I think that's fair.
It's a fascinating book. If you'd like to get your hands on this book and this very special little pouch there, all you got to do is to write to us and tell us why you think you deserve us at guestgiveaway@happyendings.ie. Sean, thank you very much. Great to have you. Fascinating.